Hey, what's up guys? We're back again with a no-skill deck that is about to become beyond broken after the balance changes. The Giant's about to get a gigantic 33% range buff, so he'll be delivering Presence of Pain from a much longer distance. And Snowball's gonna slow down troops substantially longer with a 20% slowdown buff, at the cost of only losing 7% damage. But the biggest buff to this deck is the Evolved Bats, having 50% higher health and gaining 31% of max health with each attack. Bats are about to become healing beasts, and without any evolutions, the rank 117 player in the world is using this deck at top ladder. After the gigantic buffs to this deck, it's bound to become beyond broken. It's time to glide towards some easy wins with our giant bat strats and assert dominance. Lots of love to everyone that's using credit code SirTag to make all the daily videos possible. Yeeting ourselves into the game against Yuma, we'll see what he's gonna be flying through with. If I go for a giant in the back, oh, not gonna do giant in the back right now. I was gonna say, if we cycle giant in the back, we could maybe go and get to our big giant graveyard push. I'm gonna eat one of the wall breakers. It's gonna be 500 damage, but it's not on the side that he logged, so I think that's good. Also, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna go Spear Goblins with the Miner? You definitely have a Miner wall breakers deck with Magic Archer and Spear Goblins. Yeah, that's exactly what we're playing into. I'm gonna snowball on the Spear Goblins so the Musketeer stays alive and forces out a Knight. So if you look at it from that pragmatic point of view, you eat some damage from the wall breakers, but at the same time, your giant graveyard and your giant bats are eating good on the tower, so it's a decent play to do. I don't want to go in for a mini P.E.K.K.A because they can pull a mini P.E.K.K.A to the King Tower with Tornado. So you always have to be decisive with the cards that you're cycling. If you cycle the wrong thing, your opponent will punish you immediately. So that's why we cycled the Musketeer. I wonder if the Musketeer locks on a tower. I think they messed up the Miner. Please? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. The small things in life. The one Musketeer hit. All right, we're going to go giant in the back just to build up the biggest push possible. If we can arrows and snowball on top of the Magic Archer, it dies. It also ends up killing Mother Witches if you arrows plus snowball. It's a fantastic card combination. It does cost a little bit more elixir, but it is well worth it. So cycling our giant in the back allows us to build up a gigantic elixir advantage. Then we can cascade through with an arrows if he drops his Spear Goblins in a spot that we can hit. Otherwise, I think we're just going to snowball and then just kill the Spear Goblins, have the giant tank so we can get a little bit of extra love and not even try to finish off the Magic Archer because it doesn't matter. He got the majority of his damage on the right-hand side. I bet you goes in for a pre-log. So what we're going to do on the wall breakers this time is we're going to play a little bit differently and drop a mini P.E.K.K.A on them. I was hoping he would Miner right into the bats. Didn't happen. It's totally fine though. It does happen sometimes where your opponent makes good plays in life. You got to respect those decisions as well. If he goes in for wall breakers, we will immediately go in for arrows because now we don't have enough elixir for the mini P.E.K.K.A. He's going to pre-tornado. Oh, he's feeling fancy. He thought I would skeleton army last second. That makes sense. All right, we're going to snowball. Can we keep the Musketeer alive? Nah, but at least the Giant's not taking any extra damage from the spears. Okay, the strategy has shifted. Game plan is definitely different. He's not going to... Oh, he did pre-lock. I didn't think he would go for 2 pre-spells in a row. This man is a mastermind. He's trying to do everything he can to wiggle his way back into it. All right, well, we're going to show you the strat. We go giant here, snowball, and the play is a little bit different. We're going to graveyard off to the side a little bit, and then arrows on top of the Spear Goblins, and probably just win off that. That should kill the Magic Archer with the skeleton swarming it. Nice. I'm happy I killed the Magic Archer because now I don't have to worry about huge counter push. A little bit off-center placement. All right, we're in a mini P.E.K.K.A. We expect him to go for a pre-log or something. Doesn't do it. He's going to tornado. That's not happening. We know you're going to go for Magic Archer. We know it's going to happen. Let's snowball it. Yo, get out of here. It's so cool finessing Magic Archers that are incredibly predictable. He had to go for it to get that 600 damage, and we shut him down. Prediction giant snowballs give gigantic satisfaction. Gotta give me his bad habits from the Nice Strategy clan. You know what? We're going to show him the best habit in Clash Royale. Giant graveyard first play. I just did it because of his name. I'm telling you guys right now, we are doing this for meme factor only. It's going to work out, though. Look at that damage. He's going to have to deal with that, and he still doesn't have his Princess or his Tesla targeting the skeletons. How do we do 1,200 damage with the worst habit in Clash Royale? Just sadistically spamming the river. This is the only play that we do. All right, so the other cool thing that I'm looking at in this game is the fact that we should be able to snipe 2 princesses right now. The first one is 100% forfeit. The second one, I don't know if he's going to get a Goblin Gang down fast enough. And he doesn't. Oh, let's go. Talk about a bad habit, man. I appreciate that. And I think he's complimenting my strategy of giant graveyarding first play. So everything is going according to plan. So if we go in for a graveyard, our opponent doesn't have Goblin Gang, that's going to be his primary defensive answer to the graveyard. So if he doesn't have that in cycle, he's in a tragic position. Also, if you take one tower, it's going to be nice because you can giant graveyard and you can giant in the middle and immediately drop your graveyard directly on the tower. And then you're like, well, your opponent's in a pretty bad spot. But yeah, see how he's not able to easily defend or cost effectively defend? A knight is a single targeting card. The Ice Spirit, well, it jumps and does a little bit of splash damage, but it's finite, right? It can't jump consistently all over all the skeletons. It's a one and done. So the fact that he had to go in for Ice Spirit, Knight, that's going to be a solid 4 elixir. The log, 6 elixir, and he got not that much out of it. When I graveyard and I spend 5 and you spend 6 and you take a ton of damage, that's a trade I'll take every time. Okay, he's rocking on the Musketeer. I bet you he's going to go Goblin Gang. Do I pre-arrows? I'm going to do it. No! Well, yes! Yes! Yes, guys! We prevented him from dropping cards so the mini pack would lock on. Calculated. Big brain. The smartest decisions. All right, so he's going to pre-log on top of the skeleton army that I wasn't going to drop, so that's nice. We saw the log and we're like, yeah, we're not going to deal with that today. How about no? Now, since it's double elixir, I can just go in for a snowball directly on the spear goblins, finish those off, slow down the Tesla, and see, he's going to have an evolved knight. But look at the evolved knight. It's not going towards the tower that he wants to take. It's going towards a full HP tower at 4,000 HP almost. I wonder what our homie's going to do about that. Then we can mini-pack it directly into the knight. I bet you he's going to go princess, so we can go in for this, try to make a prediction on the princess. Oh, wait, that was not how we meant for that to happen. It's fine, though, because we still have a skeleton army. We should be able to snipe the princess. And then I think we're going to be able to tank for the Tesla, too. Wait, this is awesome. Derpy mini-pack might bait out the Ice Spirit. Nah, it's fine. It doesn't even matter at this point. We're just going to spam everything that we have, snag the tower on the left, and then start to go in for giant graveyards on the other side. So even if he is able to take a tower here with the princess, it's not the worst thing in the world. I'll show you guys the scummy strategy. Oh, well, we would have giant graveyarded in the middle with the skeleton army dispersed and we would have wrecked him. But, you know, I have a bad habit of saying stuff like that because sometimes we just get lucky enough that the game immediately ends. My man's got to change his name to Bad Luck after that game for real. So J-Dog's a top tier player. Looking at those ranks, we know that he is not going to be messing around too much. Oh my god. Wait. Wait. I'm telling you there's a chance. Oh, you are ready! No way! Are you kidding me right now? There's no universe that I should have won that game. I won by 1 HP. Oh, that was ridiculous. That was actually crazy. Winning games like that just makes me feel alive. Hey, what's up, Emerson? You've got a graveyard in your banner? And I'm sorry, man. I'm going to be giving you the gravest situation of them all. I don't want a graveyard first play, but looking at my hand, I felt like that was a good decision. Just because I have Snowball for any bait card, and I want to be able to soak up the rest of his Dark Prince with our Giant and just finish it off with our double towers. Rarely do you get value with a random graveyard with no support, but look at that. I got 800 damage on the tower. Isn't that awesome? Obviously, the Giant into the Dark Prince isn't an amazing play because the -1 elixir trade, but overall, I can't complain. Dark Prince is out of cycle, so he's going to have to go in for a small spell to clean up those skeleton army, but he doesn't have elixir. He's going to lose everything to his skeleton army. The power of 3 elixir is unreal sometimes. Skeleton army is the scummiest card in Clash Royale for that reason. If your opponent dedicates their entire elixir bank, and even if they've got a small spell in their deck, in single elixir, it's hard for them to afford that immediately. Especially if it's going to have travel time like a snowball, like our opponent, right? If he had rage or zap, he could have hypothetically dropped it, but the skeleton army still would have like snacked on all of his stuff because he was literally at 0 when he spammed those minions at the river. Okay, so the minions again are out of cycle, so I think it's a good opportunity for us to play aggressive. It might be wrong, but this is the way I want to play today. So the Dark Prince is going to be able to maul my mini P.E.K.K.A. Not ideal. I could snowball here so that we could get some extra damage, but I don't think it's worth it because the mini P.E.K.K.A. are going to get a lot of value on top of the knight. I can finish everything off with a musketeer and then another skeleton army if we want to. It's unlikely that he's going to be able to snowball and hit everything. Oh, he's going to arrows. Well, that was quite good. I'm going to give you the well played, sir. You earned that damage. I thought he would snowball and then miss some of the skeletons in the corner on the right, and then I would have gotten better value, but guy's a mastermind. He really is. All right, so if we go in for mini P.E.K.K.A. and we go bats and we go giant at the river, I think that's going to be our best play possible, just because we don't want our bats to die. Also, oh, he missed one of the bats. He got greedy out here. I love it. Do we do it? Do we go for the graveyard as well? I think it's worth it because the mini P.E.K.K.A. should stay alive. It will definitely delight on all of our opponent's stuff. And then we can go for arrows as well, finishing off the minions. Can some skeletons lock onto the tower, please? Really? None? Not even one? Not even Larry? Okay, so the difficulty here is we know that our opponent's Evolved Knight is going to give him a lot of value. I do need to go in for a mini P.E.K.K.A. immediately, and then I got to go in for a skeleton army. He should arrows this or drop a snowball. Snowball is always preferred for him. He's going to drop everything, though. Wow, wait. He kind of just dropped his entire elixir bank, and maybe we can make something happen here with the musketeer. Not 100% sure. I'm going to go for a mini P.E.K.K.A. directly on top of the knight, and then we'll see if we can keep our musketeer alive. If we can make something happen. I'm going to go arrows, try to predict those minions, and the mini P.E.K.K.A. is going to lock onto the tower. One more hit. No, it didn't happen. Oh my gosh, this is really going to come down to the wire. I don't think I can win this, but I have to try my hardest. We're going to go in for bats afterwards. They should be able to stop him. He's going to go arrows. No! Such a close match. Sometimes, when you've got all the skeletons locked onto the tower, you still can't drown them in a sea of damage in time. Emerson is a great giant graveyard player, and actually that prediction with the arrows on my skeleton army so his musketeer could lock onto my tower early is exactly what gave him enough damage to win the match. Sometimes the opponent just makes a massive outplay and deserves the win. Let's bounce on the next one and bounce back. So Daniel's rocking the Rockstar Tower skin, and he's just sitting back and thinking that he's going to win. So I'm going to snowball the tower, try to get some damage, and maybe convince him to go and spam into a skeleton army. You guys know the deal. That's kind of what I like to do with this deck. My favorite play for sure. Not doing anything, so a mini P.E.K.K.A. So I want to go and drop a musketeer probably, because I don't want to waste my bait cards. It's really easy to counter bait cards when you have all the time in the world to prepare your spells. We want to take time away from our opponents. Make sure that they don't have time to go for the arrows or tornado or zap or snowball or whatever they got. All right, we're going to drop the musketeer and then go in for a giant and procure a spot where the bowler is missing the entire time. Watch this. Yo, I don't have mini P.E.K.K.A. This is looking really bad. Oh my goodness. All right, we're going to go for a skeleton army off to the side. Even though the skeleton army does die, it will get damage on the E-Giant. So it's one of those strats that you have to cycle something, and you're not going to cycle spells, so you might as well cycle your skeleton army. It's one of the worst feelings in the world, but it's the only thing that works. Okay, so mini P.E.K.K.A. is going to be able to devour the bowler, right? Right? Oh, come on, man. That bowler staying alive at 0 HP is trolling me totally. So don't hit my tower? Thanks. All right. I appreciate you listening at least. We can snowball in the tower so we can get some extra damage with the musketeer, but there's a chance he's just going to barbell, right? So if he barbells on the musketeer, not really worth it for us. Wow, mega minions. That's devotion, man. That's 3 elixir down the drain for the musketeer that was just scraps. I don't even think that got a shot on our tower. Wow. That was a huge waste for him. The only difficulty for us right now is Mother Witch. Do you have Mother Witch or nah? I don't think so. You just cycled your Phoenix in Goblin Cage. You're not going to have Elixir even if you do have Mother Witch in your deck. He has to go for a Tornado. Skeletons are just stockpiling like crazy. And look at that value. Tower down. This deck is definitely devious. And as long as we keep our mini P.E.K.K.A. in cycle, we should be able to shut down the Electro Giant with literally no damage for the rest of the game. Besides like Lightning in if he wants to go Lightning Electro Giant. But then we would just stockpile offense on the other side. We'd go Giant Graveyard as soon as he goes E-Giant. And then you can't do anything because mini P.E.K.K.A. is too cost effective against Electro Giant. This is what I was talking about. So he has to defend against the Giant Graveyard and the Musketeer. And meanwhile, the mini P.E.K.K.A. is mauling the Electro Giant. So you can see how much damage we're getting on the right-hand side and how he has to overcommit defending. Meanwhile, he has no elixir to stop the mini P.E.K.K.A. He's losing in both situations. He lost his tower on the right, and he lost the fight in the left. He didn't do any damage, and he took everything. So we're taking a 2-0 victory here. Very easy stuff. And we'll just bounce on the next one. As you can see, that Electro Giant fell, and so did his chances of winning. Dude didn't even take a single tower, and we took both of his. Yo, this guy finished 871 in the world. We have a real challenge right now. Y'all already know, top 1,000 player. He's dabbing on us. Okay, I should be canceled for that. This is... should never dab in 2023, guys. It should not be a thing. Anyway, we're going to go for Musketeer here, and we are playing against a Magic Archer Sir. Maybe he's going to have Mother Witch. Maybe he's going to have P.E.K.K.A. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, if it's going to be a P.E.K.K.A. deck, it'll be nice because mini P.E.K.K.A. devours the P.E.K.K.A. It's cannibalism in the truest sense. It's so fun. It's so fun to watch the mini P.E.K.K.A. just have an amazing time. All right, we can probably just arrows here. I think that's going to be our best play. It's not a great play, but it gets it done. Finishes off the Magic Archer, and we had to eat a lot of damage because we needed to make sure the Battle Ram didn't connect, and looking at my hand, it wasn't possible to handle it any other way. Oh, wait! The mini P.E.K.K.A. ate the Electro Wizard. I wasn't really ready for that. All right, so obviously we want to start spamming the left-hand side because when he gets counter-pushing units, he's not going to be going towards the tower that he wants at 2,000 HP. So I could snowball, but at the same time, I really want to just guarantee we have as much elixir as we need to defend. He doesn't have zap and cycle. This is the true strength of this deck. When the zap is gone, we have the true fun begin. Mini P.E.K.K.A. is not necessarily necessary. I'm going to Magic Archer and try to make a prediction on us. If we go in for this, and we go in for a Musketeer, and then we go in for Skeleton Army, notice how the Musketeer is tanking for the Magic Archer and the Royal Ghost, and then the Bandit and the Royal Ghost and the Battle Ram or whatever else he wants to spam there all dies to the Skeleton Army. That Skeleton Army ate alive an entire P.E.K.K.A. for 7 elixir, destroyed a Royal Ghost, and allowed us to finish off the Magic Archer as well, helping the Musketeer. So that was probably like 15, 16 worth of elixir, bare minimum. We like that. We appreciate that. All right, so I guess it was 14 elixir. Never mind. But, you know, we can round up a little bit. So I could go arrows. I could have snowballed. Either of those are fine. I think it's just better to go and play a little bit more passively here. Cycle a Musketeer and wait for our opponent to cycle his P.E.K.K.A., out-cycle him, and then get a spontaneous situation where he's throwing spells that he shouldn't be dropping. Because the Musketeer won't die unless you drop a zap. But if you drop a zap, then you don't have a zap for the bats. You don't have a zap for the skeletons from the graveyard. You don't have a zap. Oh my gosh, he does it. Now he has nothing for this besides Electro Wizard. But if you drop an Electro Wizard right on the Mini P.E.K.K.A., it's a foolish play. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to lose the game to a Mini P.E.K.K.A. right now. You don't want to lose the game to the bats, though. So what do you need to do? Oh, he just decides to lose it. Let's go. 4 elixir just thrown away. Right in the dumpster can, man. Oh, that's so fun to see that. All right, we're going to go Skeleton Army. We'll see if he decides to zap. Totally fine if he does. We've got our Mini P.E.K.K.A. and we've got Giant. Going to keep unveiling more giant graveyards, more spam. When your opponent's only got 1 spell, this deck is absolute hell for them. So we can snowball on top of the Magic Archer and go for arrows on top of the Magic Archer and Electro Wizard. I think we're going to be able to clean up most of his tower. If not, okay, I guess we don't. I wish we were able to, but it is what it is. Guy's just crying like crazy right now. Genuinely don't even blame him. We're able to Mini P.E.K.K.A. and then go for 1 more giant graveyard and then win the game. So all we have to do is focus on this defense and we should be able to walk with a win. So the only thing I don't like about this is the fact that it's getting slightly more sketchy. But as you guys can see, we have Musketeer, we've got Bats. Even if the Battle Ram connects and he just goes in for a zap here, we have Snowball to knock back the Barbarians. And then I think with the Musketeer helping out, we don't have to worry that much anymore. We can go in for a Graveyard. He doesn't end up having zap anymore, so we know we can go Skeleton Army on defense and eat everything. So this is our play. This is our game plan. We're going to have the Mini P.E.K.K.A. go towards the... oh, wait, the Musketeer lost on the tower. I was going to say, I need to go for a Mini P.E.K.K.A. so that it goes towards the Royal Ghost, but I didn't even have to. Kind of a sketchy game at the end, but it shows the importance of being able to get out of bad situations by using your Giant on defense, and it stresses the urgency of not fooling around against top 1,000 players because they can always make a comeback. By far, the coolest moment of the match was when our Skeleton Army for 3 elixir engulfed an entire 14. Those type of positive elixir trades should never be possible in Clash Royale. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an amazing rest of your day.